If your brand could only focus on one thing, which one would it be? Would it be service, quality, or price? Because one thing that I know for sure, if you try to dominate all three areas, you are very much so more guaranteed to reach a burnout that you cannot afford to face. Welcome to the Brand of You, where I help you to build personal brands that actually feel like you. I'm Reggie Whitley, the visionary brand coach, and today we're talking about brand positioning strategies that can make or break your visibility, profitability, and longevity. So, which will it be? Service, quality, or price? Every successful brand is built around those three pillars, but only one can be the dominant pillar. If you want to be dominant in service, then you'll have to focus on things such as the experience, responsiveness, and hospitality of your brand. If you want to be dominant in quality, you need to focus on craftsmanship. You need to focus on reliability and premium positioning. Or if you want your dominant pillar to be pricing, you need to focus on affordability, you need to focus on value perception, and you also need to focus on the power of discounts. One thing is for sure, you've got to be good at two and best at one. That's the way that you can carve your own lane. You don't have to worry about other people. You don't have to say, well, this person does it this way. If you're good at two and the best at one, you submit yourself in a place that you cannot be removed from because you stand out from all of the other competition. Here are some examples. Let's look at grocery stores, for instance. Now, if we look at Publix, the grocery store, is number one in service. That's where they are the best at. From service, they have quality, and from quality is price. When you go to Publix, no one goes to Publix and says, you know what, I'm going to go there because they're the cheapest option. I'm going to go there because I know I'm going to get a good sale, a good discount. I'm going to go there because the things that I want, they're more cost effective or efficient there at Publix. No one says that. People go to Publix because they love the service. One of the training mechanisms at Publix with their employees was, at least it used to be, I don't know if it still is or not, but there was a time where they trained their employees to where if someone asked, if a customer came up to an employee and said, hey, where are the potatoes? You didn't just say on aisle 3. You actually said, I'll take you to them. Where is the toilet paper? I'll take you to the toilet paper. It's no problem. Where do you sell your... I hear you have good sandwiches. Where can I find your sandwiches? Follow me. I'll take you. That's good service. It's not saying, here's where you can find it and leave me alone. It's not saying, I'll be nice as I point you in that direction. It's saying, I have time for you as a customer. I value you as a customer enough to stop what I'm doing. People have literally been on ladders stocking top shelves, and if someone comes up and says, where is the ribs? Where are the ribs located? I can't find them. They will get off of the ladder with a smile and say, follow me right this way. I'll take you right to them. I'll make sure that they're there. I'll make sure that we have some in stock, and I'm going to make sure that you can find them. Service is at the top of their priority. After service is quality. You're going to have some very high quality products, but that's not their best, but they're still really good at serving you good quality products. And at the bottom are pricing. That doesn't mean that they're the highest grocery store, but they're definitely not trying to be the cheapest grocery store. Why? Because they know that they have so much to offer in the aspect of services. They know people are coming no matter what the price is, because people value things. They'll pay for it. When you have such good service, people will say, you know what, I don't even mind paying a little extra. Oh yeah, it's gonna be more to buy a can of sodas here at Publix, but you know what, they're so good to me. They're so nice, they're so generous. Everybody there is happy. They have an atmosphere that I value, so I don't mind paying more at Publix. So pricing is at the bottom of their list. Now, number 2, we have Whole Foods. At the top of Whole Foods list is quality. and then service, and then price. They have high quality. You see, when it comes to quality, any of these really, it's about the perception. What is the perception that we are giving the customer? And so Whole Foods has a habit, they have a strong history of having the perception of organic, high quality, good ingredient items in their store. Does that mean that everything is organic there? No. Does that mean that everything is of a high quality? No. Some of their stuff is trash, because anywhere you go, you're going to find some trash. But they have a perceived quality that surpasses their competition. Even the name, Whole Foods. So if you're wanting to eat healthy, if you wanted to start a diet, get a new healthier lifestyle, the place that you will think is Whole Foods, just because of the name and just because of the branding, it being so green and it has the look of cleanliness. So when you think health, when you think high quality, you don't mind paying a little extra. Again, because you're getting high quality products. And even if you go in and you find something and you take it home and you try it and it is not good, it is not of the expectation, you're still gonna go back. Why? Because you're gonna overlook that one experience and you're gonna say, but everything else in there is such good quality. Because they have created the perception that we are the best when it comes to quality, high quality food, high quality products. And then you have Walmart. Now, this is no dig to Walmart, but then you have Walmart, who the top of their list, the top pillar of theirs is price. Low pricing, low price guaranteed. We price match. We will give you the lowest price of everyone else. Low rollback pricing. Price, price, price. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Come here to get the lowest price. That's Walmart. They're saying let me say, pricing is number one, and then their quality, and then number three is service. They don't really care as much as the others. They're not training their staff, their employees, as much as the others are to implement a high service, a very high quality service to the customer. No, you're not gonna go in and see greeters anymore. They don't even have greeters. They have people to check your receipt. And boy, I don't know about anybody else, but I noticed when you go in, they used to have the greeters. When they changed the name from greeter, you go in and you speak to those jokers, they won't even speak back because it's not on their payroll. It's not in their job description. They're not greeters anymore. They check your receipt. And when you walk up to them as you're getting ready to leave, they'll look at the receipt. They may mark it with the highlighter and say, have a good one, and send you on your way. They won't even smile half of the time because they're not worried about service. They're not even worried about quality, the quality of their things. That's not to say everything is low quality, but I've been in Walmart and I've seen some cherries with a bunch of gnats and bugs running around it. So they're not worried about quality like, let's say, Whole Foods is. But what keeps people coming back? The price. The low price. They have low price, and it's convenient because everything in the store, almost everything that you can think of, is in Walmart, and it's there at a low price. So much low, you may be saying, how can they guarantee a low price? It goes back to, if you have a Kroger across the street, if you have a Whole Foods somewhere, if you have another kind of grocery store, and it used to be where you could take them the sales paper and say, hey, there across the street, I can get this can of sodas for $4. Here is $5. They'll match the price. That is what I mean by they have such a stake in the area, in the pillar of low pricing. They don't have to really worry about the other pillars because they know that you're coming to Walmart because of that's the draw, the low pricing. Now, if we go to your chain restaurants, I'll go over these a little quicker. But I really, really want you to understand it, and I want you to be able to watch this video and go into the real world and say, I bet here their number one is service. I bet here their number one is pricing, because the services aren't that good. quality and that good must be pricing because everything's here cheap. I want you to see this in practice as you go out and look at how you can do it and implement these things in your own business. So if we're looking at restaurants, McDonald's goes without saying. McDonald's, their number one is pricing. You knew it wasn't quality. You knew McDonald's wasn't quality. You knew it wasn't services. Go ahead. When you go to the drive-thru, you knew McDonald's was not the best at services. McDonald's, their focus is primarily pricing. Chipotle, I love them. You love them. Their number one is quality. Why can I say that? Because they're not the cheapest place that you go. You go and you get a burrito bowl and a drink and some queso, you're probably going to be out of $20. The pricing is not important to them. It's number three. Service, they're not nice, but they're not as nice as our next option. But they do have high quality. All of their stuff looks fresh. All of their stuff looks clean when you walk up. Everything is made fresh. Even the chips are made fresh. Quality is number one. Of course, I'm going to use Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, they're number one. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. Service. They are the best at service. They focus on it so much so that their quality is number two and pricing is number three. They're saying no matter how much it costs, I don't know about anybody else, but I live a life of going to Chick-fil-A, not as much as I used to, but enough. I don't know how much I spend at Chick-fil-A. I'm not going to lie to you. I place my order online. I do the Apple Pay. I don't know how much I'm paying at Chick-fil-A. But what I do know is when I go there, they're going to be very nice. They're going to be very mannerable. They're probably going to say yes, sir, to me. They're going to say my pleasure. They're going to bring me my stuff with a smile. They're always going to be professional. Their uniforms are going to be tucked in, not sloppy. They're not going to look hot and sweaty, although they've been outside in 90-degree weather all day. I don't know how they do it, but service is always going to be their number one, and that's the draw. It's number one, so every time you go, if you ever go to a Chick-fil-A and they don't say my pleasure, you feel funny. Because they're that good at good service. So, what I'll say to you, my question for you brand leaders, for you visionaries is, what about your brand? What does your audience already associate you with? Do they look at you and say, oh, your number one is service, or maybe your number one is quality, or do they look at you and say that your number one is price? Why is it that people come to you? Is it because they enjoy the customer service that you bring? Is it because that you have the highest quality product or the highest quality whatever it is that you have to offer? Or is it because you are the cheapest option and they went ahead and went with you for that cause? And if you only had one, if you owned one and you built this trust around it, which would you choose? If you had a business and you wanted to say, this is because my first question is, what do the customers say? Now I'm saying, what do you want the customers to say about you? Are you happy with what the customers are saying? Some people find it to be an insult for people to just come to them for the pricing. So if that's not what you want people to say, maybe bump up your quality. What do you want them to say when they think of you? What should be your best pillar? And how can you use that position, the one that you desire, to stand out in a space that may be occupied by others, to stand out above all of your competition, to surpass all of those who offer the same thing that you offer? Because if you really think about it, there are so many people who are competitors, and if one says, I'm going to be the lowest price, sometimes they can win over a lot of people. But they could win over a lot of low quality clients, no shade, more so than the one whose number one is, let's say, quality. But your pricing is number three. So you have a more expensive service, but because the quality of your service is so good, you can have fewer clients and still make the same or more than somebody whose number one is pricing, who has all of these clients, but they're all paying a very low price. Are you getting what I'm saying? I hope you can pick up what I'm putting down. So here are some action tips because I want you to be able to submit your position. Not the one that people are saying about you, but the one that you desire for yourself. So, number one, if you're choosing to claim service, if you want your top pillar to be service, I have three things that you have to do. Number one, you have to master communication. You cannot be good at delivering a service if you are a poor communicator. You have to be a masterful communicator, not just while your clients, your customers are in front of you, but you have to be such a good communicator that it draws in customers. You're able to communicate why is it that your services are so good to make me want to show up. You have to be able to quickly, easily, and wisely say what is it that you offer and why it stands out from others. Why should I pick you? I'm not a customer. I don't know you. You have to be able to communicate in a way that draws me to you, that captures my attention, holds my attention, and makes me say, you know what, I'm going to put forth an effort to show up. I'm going to give them a call. I'm going to send them an email. I'm going to message them on Facebook, because I want to be a part of what they're doing. You have to master communication to be able to do that, because you can have the best product and not be able to communicate it and get no one. You can have a horrible product, communicate well, and make $1 million in a month because you communicated well. You have to master communication. Number two, you have to over-deliver, especially when it comes to fixing problems. If you raise the bar too high, you're going to disappoint some people. Why? Because if you raise the bar too high and you meet the bar, or the perception is you're just below the bar, if I'm expecting high quality at 100%, and you give me 99, you're still doing great. But you raise the bar so high that I feel disappointed at your services. So you want to over deliver. That means if you know that you're going to do 80, you have to present your offerings, your services, your products at, let's say, 65 or 70. You know you're going to reach 80, but if you can master communication and make that 65 sound good, sound great, and draw me in, I'm expecting 65, but you know in the back of your mind, you're going to give me 80. So I'm expecting 65, and you over-delivered, you overachieved, you overthrew my expectations with your just immense amount of goodness that you had to offer. You want to be able to over-deliver. This means sometimes you have to leave out some features. You have to say more to be announced later. You have to not tell everything that you're going to do. Don't give me the full blueprint. Don't lay it all out. But make that which you lay out sound good enough to draw me. And then when I show up, then you roll out the red carpet. So that I will look at you and say, man, they did so much more than what they said they were going to do. They did way more than I expected. And that will make you number one in services. Okay? And number three, you have to build loyalty through responsiveness. If you want to be the top pillar of services, you have to make sure that you are having loyalty being built because you respond to your people. This means if I send you an email, respond. If I message you on Facebook, respond. If I send you a text, respond. If that's what you have already set in motion to be the expectation, you have to respond. But it goes even deeper than that. If the customers are saying, I wish he did, I wish she would, you know what'd be nice? Listen, receive feedback, and respond. They may not say it to you directly, but let's say you see it on Facebook or you receive surveys. That's a good one for you guys who want to have services. As number one, send out some surveys, and you start to see that people are saying X, Y, and Z. They may not tell you directly, but a good entrepreneur will listen to the customer and say, you know what? If that's what they're saying that they want, I'm going to give it to them. That's responsiveness. You want to build loyalty that way. Even if it comes down to, if you're so busy and people are sending you emails, set up your emails to where they automatically get a response that says, hey, thanks for emailing me. I'll look forward to receiving this email and responding to you within the next 12 to 24 hours. That sets an expectation. But the thing is, because you also want to overachieve, you want to email them back before that 12 to 24 hours. You tell them 12 to 24 so that they have an expectation. You responded to them. They know that you're coming, but then you beat that. You beat the expectation. You go ahead and email them back a few hours later. Killing two birds with one stone. Am I right? Those are for those who want to master service. Now, if you're claiming quality, I have two for you. Number one, you want to focus on details, consistency, and presentation. Focus on details, consistency, and presentation. If you go to Chick-fil-A, every time you go, the chicken's going to be cooked the same. It's not going to be hard. It's not going to be raw. It's going to be cooked the same. It's going to look the same. It's going to be presented the exact same way. You're going to get one sauce unless you tell them you want two. When you pull up, they're going to be standing outside with the red shirts on. There's a consistency. It's always the same. Even the small details. When you go to certain hotel chains, they are so smart. You may have never noticed, but a lot of the larger hotel chains, they have the same smell everywhere you go. That chain, no matter where you go in the world, has the same smell. Another one, I know I talk about restaurants and grocery stores a lot. That's mostly what we have here. But when it comes to Baskin Robbins, I've noticed every Baskin Robbins smells the exact same way. I remember going to a Baskin Robbins not long ago. It's been a few months now. It was my first time there since I was a kid. It had been so many years, over a decade since I had been to a Baskin Robbins. And when I walked in, the smell hit me. That's consistency. That's details. Because the smell hit me and I remembered from over a decade prior, this is how Baskin Robbins smells. That's what I mean by consistency and attention to details. And even presentation. You want to make sure you're presenting. Again, this is all about the perception. So you want to present your things. Doesn't mean that you have to go out and buy the most expensive things to present your products or spend so much money on your services. You want to make sure, though, that they are presented in a way that there is the perception of high quality. It can be something that's very inexpensive, but if you present it in a way where the perception is, man, this is something here. This is something here. They spent money on this, and you be sitting there like, I got this from Dollar Tree, and I made sure to judge it up a little bit, because you want it to be perceived as quality. Number two, you want to use proof and you want to use storytelling to reinforce premium perception. There's that word again, perception. How can you get premium perception? It's not all in what you say. My grandmother always says people can make their mouth say anything. Doesn't mean that it's true, but people can make their mouth say anything. And so you want to use proof and you want to use storytelling. A good way to do this, when you have customers, when you have clients, whoever, goes back to the surveys. Start doing surveys. Start asking people, hey, can you tell us how you feel? Can you tell us how you enjoyed it? Can you tell us how you used it? When I have events, I've gotten to the point with in-person events, I'll have somebody pull people to the side. Hey, can you do a quick video? Or if you're not comfortable getting on camera, just do a quick voiceover to just share how you enjoyed this event, to just share what you got out of the day. When I have people who I sit down with and all of that, I send my clients surveys to their emails. Tell me, did you enjoy this? Not only does it help me grow in my services and in my efforts, in my entrepreneurial journey, it also helps me to have some kind of proof and some kind of evidence from real people who are real clients who have paid real money to sit with me, whether it is in a group setting or a one-on-one, whether it is virtual or in person. I can use that as an opportunity to gather data that I can now use in my promotions to better amplify my quality. These are just some good tips for you to take down. I hope you're writing them down, but you want to have proof and you want to use storytelling. Proof is from the customer, storytelling is typically from you. Proof is from what you gather from someone else, whether it is like a written testimony, a spoken testimony, whether they send you screenshots of their changes. Let's say that you are a finance person and they're sending you copies of how, today this was my account, but after working with you, I just wanted to send you some screenshots. All of that is proof. That's from the customer. But your storytelling is from you. You want to start jotting down some things, and sometimes if you have contracts, you want to slip that into the contracts. I don't mean slip like, try to sneak and do it, but you want to put that in the contract. It doesn't have to be anything big, but something that just shares, hey, for instance, hey, I do social media. This may be used for story time on social media, but please don't worry. I'll change details. I'll change names. I'll wait a while before I put it out. I'll wait 6 months so that no one knows that it's you. I'm going to do everything I can to have your identity, but I want to do a little story time inspired by this experience so that it can show the quality of my work. You want to get their permission, because you don't want to piss off your clients or your customers. You don't want them to say, I thought I could trust you. You want to make sure they know, and then they give you permission to use it. And you want to try to get it in writing. Because me, Reggie, this man gets everything in writing. I believe in a contract. I believe in an agreement. So you want to be sure to do that. But you want to use proof and storytelling. Number 3. Price. If your thing is price, you want that to be your top pillar, then you have to do 2 things. I'll give you 2 tips. You want to be loud about affordability without looking cheap. Walmart does it well. They are loud about how affordable they are. Five Below does it so well, they named the whole business Five Below. But it doesn't look cheap. It doesn't look corny. It's loud, but it's not something that says low quality. And you also want to leverage bundles, volume, or budget-friendly value options, right? This is a very good way to bundle your things up so that you can offer more for less. The thing is, all you have to do is say 2 for $5, right? And people will buy it. They'll buy 2 for $5 quicker than they would buy 2 things for $2.50 a piece, because you're leveraging bundles. They'll buy something that's 3 for $10 quicker than they'll buy something that's $3 a piece or $3.50 a piece. $3 a piece is cheaper because 3 for $10. But if you get 3 for $3 a piece, that's $9. You save $1 if you buy the individual. But the perception of a bundle, people will pay 3 for $10 quicker than they would $3 each. You want to leverage these things. This is why they do it in the store all the time. It is a genius marketing ploy that the stores have done many a year. And very few people ever catch on. So here we are in the end. I would love for you to drop in the comments, what is your brand the best at, and how are you proving it? If this message hits home, if you enjoyed anything that I said today, feel free to give us a like, subscribe, and again, leave a comment down below. But don't stop there. There is another video that is so good. It's loosely related to this video. I did it last week, and it's called Be Consistent Without Burnout. It is linked below. It is also on your screen right now, because one thing is for sure, once you define your brand position, you'll need to show up consistently, but you don't want to get burnt out. Go ahead, click that video to watch.